I am in so much pain. I'm bouncing on the ball. They're giving me what's it, laughing gas. This time the laughing gas is now making me nauseous. My friend is on the phone FaceTiming me. I am cussing her off. Sean is like, oh, being so, trying to be so loving, while I go into this deep like voice. I'm like, don't you touch me.
Hi, my name is Jodi, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Throughout my journey, I've met some pretty interesting people, done crazy things, had heartbreaks, met the love of my life, laughed until I cried, traveled to over 64 countries, learned some pretty hard lessons. I've loved hard, lost, won, and then some. I'm a daughter, mother, wife, sister, best friend, costume designer, preschool teacher, senior food awards judge, Observer Style Woman of the Year awardee, secretary, television host, socialite, makeup artist, sales rep, model, and now YouTuber. Join me as I talk about everything from motherhood to makeup, style, lifestyle, and just about everything in between. Come along with me as I show you a glimpse into my crazy, hectic life. Welcome to my YouTube channel. This is Jodi.
Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. I'm so sorry that I've taken so long to come to you with another video. It's just been so hard with 2 kids and no school and just trying to juggle everything. And with that being said, you know, I really am enjoying the time at home with my kids. Sure, they're driving me crazy all the time, but I really am, you know, I feel like I'm fulfilling my purpose here in life, which is to be a great mom to Levi and Remi. You know, I've always known that I wanted to be a mom. I actually worked as a preschool teacher for over 7 years. Before that, I worked at summer camps as a counselor. I just always wanted to be around children. I have the patience, I'm fun, and I love it. So with that being said, I want to get into my birth story with Levi and Remi. Now, Levi was a natural birth versus Remi, who was a C-section. So I do have a couple requests about the birth stories, and I think it's interesting because it's my kids. So anyway, I've always had a problem with fibroids. And in December of 2014, I went to Miami and I did surgery laparoscopically, where it was just kind of, they pulled them out through my vajayjay. So I did surgery like that, but the doctor said to me, she's like, there's still more fibroids in there, but you know, it's a lot better, because I was having bleeding, I was having a lot of pain, I was having constant yeast infections, and I was like, something is wrong. Went to the doctor, she goes, girl, you have so many fibroids. Took some out, and she said, even though you're left with some, these ones are more within your womb and your lining, so I can't take these out laparoscopically, but she got rid of some of them. So it was in, 2016. So, you know, getting the baby maker all working. In 2016, I got pregnant and I had a miscarriage. And I know it's something that people don't really talk about too often. It's almost like it's a shame. But it showed me that I could get pregnant. And I tried to look on the brighter side of things. You know, I didn't want it to really, you know, dampen my whole spirit about getting pregnant. Anyway, so it's just how I handle things, is that I just try and make a joke of it, or try and make, you know, like something jovial out of it, or just try and forget it. And so anyway, that happened, and coming up was Jamaica Carnival. So I said to myself, you know what? I'm going to put my all into my costume. I had a costume in a band that year, and I said, you know, I'm just going to kind of put the miscarriage off to the side and not really think or deal with that right now. I'm going to focus on Carnival. I'm going to focus on my costume. Was it the first costume that I had in a local band? Anyway, so I was really excited. You know, I was dealing with my costume. You know, a local band has taken my costume, sponsor sponsored it. So I'm down that path. I'm trying to deal with that. And then, you know, there was some disappointments along the way in terms of my design. The local band kind of changed my design without even asking me. And I wanted to, I lost some of the weight. And I wanted to wear my original design, and I wanted to wear it and show everybody that this is what I had shown to the band, and this is what the girls are supposed to be wearing versus what they actually are wearing, which I wasn't really too happy about. Anyway, I was on the road and I thought I was looking great. I really did. I thought I was looking great. And you know, I may still have had a little belly pudge. I mean, I did try to lose the weight, and it just so happened that one of our local newspapers put a picture of me. I was holding a drink, a mug. I was holding a mug. So, you know, it's Carnival Day. More than likely was alcohol. And I had a little bit of a belly pudge, and the caption on the picture was Jodi Jinx Henriquez sports her belly bump on Carnival Day. And, you know, I was just so disappointed. My phone number has been the same for the past 11 years. Anybody could have called me and asked, you know, are you expecting? And it was just such an additional blow because of what had happened literally maybe weeks before. And I was just trying to go out on Carnival Day and just enjoy myself. And the next morning I wake up to that. And it was really, boy, you know, you never know what's going on with someone behind closed doors. So it's always really important just to be kind. Just to be kind, you know. There was no need for them to write that. And anyway, look for the positive. I thought I looked great in my costume. Clearly I looked pregnant. But anyway. Right after that, I started seriously trying in terms of peeing on the sticks and using 2 different apps, and I got pregnant again, and I worked out my entire pregnancy. I did watch what I ate, but I just focused more on taking my prenatal, being healthy, drinking my water, and working out. I had a beautiful baby shower in December of 2016. I was 6 months pregnant. And I wanted to go to Canada to have my baby, and I'd have a Canada winter baby. So I had to buy my maternity winter clothes. Ooh, that was a trip. I have a British passport. I'm born in Jamaica. Sean has a Jamaican passport. He's born in Jamaica. And a lot of my family, especially my dad's side, they live in Canada. A lot of Sean's family lives in Canada. My sister went to school in Canada, so did my first cousin. And, you know, I find that with your children, you want to give them the best opportunity. You just want to give to them. And if you are in a position where you can give, you're going to. So we chose Canada because, you know, later on for schooling, in terms of the constant visa application, I mean, I love my island of Jamaica. My children will get Jamaican citizenship. They have gotten Jamaican citizenship and Jamaican passports. But just to have, you know, not passport, just to have citizenship to another country that they can benefit from in later years with schooling, with medical, with housing, you know, give them an opportunity. They want to live somewhere else, work somewhere else, they can. And we were able to do that because Sean and I both have family there. So we did. I made sure I actually make a very special belly butter. Just has very rich nutrients in there because my belly got really, really, really big, like huge. And I just rub my belly butter. Every time I bathe, I rub my belly butter. I kept a little bit in a little pot in my car that if I felt like because you feel your skin stretching. There were days where I'm like, my belly is growing. I would just rub. I was given the due date of February 17th. I was given the due dates of February 17th, and I remember I went into the doctor and I was doing my checkups, and February 17th came and I was like, you know what? I want to have the coolest birthing story ever. That day I went to Gucci, and then we'd quickly run to Forever 21, then we'd run back to the designer store because I was like, listen, I am gonna have my water break in like some really posh store. You know, I was walking in Louis Vuitton, doing some squats, like, yeah, definitely have to, you know, have Gucci and Louis Vuitton in my store. Anyway, that didn't happen. Later on at night, Sean was doing some pass-throughs and some club dates, and I had my girlfriend Leah over there, and she said, let's go out. And I was like, all right, cool, let's go with Sean, because Sean had some work to do. So I dressed up, and I was at the club with my big belly, and I was like, no, this would be the wickedest story ever. Like, so I'm there doing nice squats, I'm there doing some Kegels, and I'm like, this yam water now break. Anyway, at about midnight, I must say, look, turn into a pumpkin, because Sean was like, Jodi, I'm sending you home in an Uber. Like, this is enough. Like, you're big and pregnant, you're knocking everything over, you're going home. So he sent me in an Uber, and I went home. Anyway, I called the doctor next day and I'm like, listen, sir, like, honestly, I need to have this baby. Like, I've been pregnant now for, what is it, 40 weeks? I'm pregnant now for 40 weeks and 1 day. Come on. So he says, all right, come into the hospital. We're going to induce you. So this was, I've never heard of this before. On the night of the 19th of February, that's 2017, they insert this balloon type of thing in me where apparently the balloon is supposed to help to expand my cervix so that my body will feel like... My question to the nurse was, listen, do you guys do enemas? Because I was like, listen, I do not want to be on the birthing table and the doctor says push and I shit in his face. Like, that to me, I just kept thinking about it. Like, I don't want to do it on the table. I don't want to do it on the table. Like, I do not want to do it on the table. So the nurse was like, we don't give enemas at this hospital. We don't do that. But you can, find kits in the pharmacy and you can give yourself an enema at home. So I was like, okay, cool. So I stopped at the pharmacy with this balloon in me. And I gave myself the enema at home. And well, in, using the bathroom, I pushed out this balloon. And I was like, oh my gosh, okay, well, you know what? I messaged the doctor and he goes, all right, come in tomorrow morning, February 20th, come in tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. So I arrived, my nails were done, my hair was beautifully coiffed and blow dried. I had a full face of makeup and I checked into the hospital. And that was 10 o'clock and I was there. I wasn't there really long. Anyway, at first I was like, bad gal. I never felt any contractions at all whatsoever. And Sean was like, oh, you don't, the monitor is moving. You don't feel anything? And I'm like, no. I was like, yo, this is easy. This is easy. I'm gonna have 5 picnic. This is easy. Well, we got to about 4 and I was like, oh, okay. Still okay. Got to 5 and I was like, all right, you know what? Can you call the guy for the epidural, please? Call the anesthesiologist for the epidural. Like, I don't need to be feeling this. I'm not playing no superhero. Bless up to all the moms. You are like amazing that don't do the epidural, but I'm not on that. The anesthesiologist was taking really long. And after about 45 minutes, I was like, listen, somebody needs to tell me right now what is going on. So the nurse comes in to check me and I'm like, no, you're not checking me. I am in so much pain. I'm bouncing on the ball. They're giving me laughing gas. This time the laughing gas is now making me nauseous. My friend is on the phone FaceTiming me. I am cussing her off. Sean is like, trying to be so loving while I go into this deep voice. I'm like, don't you touch me. Sean's like, oh, okay then, Nandy, you better take over. I was in so much pain. So the nurse is trying to check me and I'm like, no, because this time I know that I'm pretty far along and I don't want them to say to me, you know what, you're so far along, you can't get the epidural. So I just kept my legs tight. She comes in a couple minutes later and she says that a mom and her baby are in distress. So 2 of the 3 anesthesiologists are in that room with mom and baby. So, I just said a little prayer and I was like, okay, dear Lord, just, I understand what's happening. Just please make that 3rd anesthesiologist hurry up and come my way. Anyway, he came in the room. I have never been more happy or excited in my life to see a little white skinny man. I was like, oh my God, I love you. I don't even remember his name. I should remember his name, but anyway, I don't remember his name. And I stayed so still. I am afraid of needles. That's why I don't have any tattoos. I'm afraid of needles. I stayed so still for that epidural. Anyway, when I got the epidural now, there's a button that you can press for it to, for you to get extra dosing. So I'm there going like this until my mom takes away the button. The nurse checks me and she's like, you're 8.5. If we had known that, we wouldn't have given you the epidural. And I'm like, yeah, I know. And that's why I wouldn't let you check me. I actually had my own hospital gown. So my hospital gown matched my pillow. And I was like, when I have all 5 of my children, I'll wear the same hospital gown. And then I'll make it into a pillow. So anyway, I was looking real cute the whole of my labor. Labor wasn't that long. I checked into the hospital at 10 and I was out. No, sorry, Levi was out at 4:45. And it really wasn't too bad. Tracy, my sister, was there. She was recording everything and she passed out. I don't know who told her to take my phone and stand up on the yay end of things. Anyway, so as I'm there pushing, I told Sean, I was like, listen, you just keep your head up here. I don't need you looking down there and seeing what's happening. Like, you know, you can't look. My mother is holding one foot, Sean is holding one foot, and my mother goes like this, oh, I see the head. Of course, as she says that, Sean looks down there and him looked, oh, I see it too. I was so upset. Anyway, Tracy, she's recording everything and you just see like the recording just all of a sudden go up. And then a couple of minutes later, she comes back and she's gasping for air. She's like, oh my gosh, this is disgusting. This is disgusting.
But the worst is over.
So gross. So gross.
But we can definitely get it from this.
I got a grandson.
Do you guys use the same for both? Sorry? Oh, okay. I mean, I can do it. It's just easier for me.
And the doctor's there and he's now making a mohawk because it's like bloody down there, and he's making a mohawk out of Levi's hair. That was a little bit traumatizing, but anyway, what was kind of cool was there was a light on the roof and there was like the lampshade or whatever was reflective, so I could kind of see what was going on. I really think there should be a mirror on hospital roofs. Anyway, the labor wasn't really that bad. I can't remember too much of it. It wasn't painful, but I did have the epidural. And it was a really cool experience. Everybody cried. You know, and Levi came out. He came out and he was just so warm and he looked like a little Eskimo. His hair was so dark and straight and his skin was so like white and pink. And he was so fat. And I just remember hugging him up and, you know, thinking that I made this little baby. Anyway, I remember some advice somebody gave me and they were like, in your hospital bag, take a pack of adult diapers. And I was like, no, I just need diapers for the baby. It made such a big difference because in the night, you know, I'm sure the pad would have shifted. So I had on those diapers and it really made a world of difference. It was just so much more comfortable. So Levi and I just rocked it in our diapers. When I went back on my 6-week checkup, I was still having some bleeding and stuff like that, and of course, just my luck, I had a little piece of placenta left back, so I had to do a little mini surgery, and yeah, I had to do a little mini surgery to remove it, and it was, I breastfed with Levi. I breastfed up until 3 months, and what I want to talk about is like my belly. After natural birth, my belly was soggy and low. So you could see that there was a pouch, like right on the bottom, almost like an Indian man's bare belly. You know how it just goes down and then out at the bottom? That's how it looked when I had a natural birth. And I kept taking pictures along the way, and I did see where the belly was kind of coming in. And I did continue my working out and my eating properly so that I could lose that weight, because I just wanted to be able to gain back my confidence, and I wanted to be able to not look pregnant again. So yeah, I'll tell you, compared to Miss Remi. So Levi was a pretty easy birth. I was like, yeah, we got this. So anyway, while I was pregnant with Levi, he was in there rocking it with some fibroids, like huge fibroids. I think one of them was like this, and he would play football with them. And sometimes you'd see my stomach hump up, and then you see a hump on the top. It would freak out my brother. You'd just see my belly like this with a little, like a cherry on top, and it would freak him out. So in September of 2017, a few months after Levi was born, I went in for a myomectomy out here with Dr. Michael Abrams. He's my OBGYN here. Took out the fibroids, and I was like, okay. That scar wasn't really bad at all, that myomectomy scar. That was really... Anyway, I don't know if I didn't remember or if it was... I'm sure it was spoken about, but I just didn't remember that if you have a myomectomy, because of where the scar is and the scar tissue, you can't push for another natural birth. So I had to have a C-section for my next birth. It's Remi now. I knew that I wanted a summer baby, and I knew that